Eala to serve. Looks like she just had to adjust something or maybe even change her racket. What a time to just go over to her chair and back. Anyway, here she is. She takes the balls as she serves to try and stay in this match. She has to win this next point or she is out of the Wuhan qualifying. Here she goes. Where are you going to go with this? Into the backhand, cross court, forehand. Eala goes into the net, and Uchijima seals her spot in the second round of qualifying, knocking out Alex Eala 6-4, 3-6, 6-2. I will bring you the stats from this match when they materialize. But in the meantime, the most crucial stat of all is the fact that Uchijima has won in 3 sets. As you can see, 1 ace apiece and 1 double fault apiece. Here come the stats. I will also share them with you on the screen. Hopefully that'll be clear enough for you. I'll put that out to the Twitter sphere. And then share it with you on the screen. So, Uchijima is through. Eala probably going to have a much needed break in terms of her health because she's played a lot of tennis recently. Here are those stats anyway that I promised you. Hopefully you can see this okay. Anyway, 1 ace apiece, 1 double fault apiece, as I said. 72% of her first serves landing in, Alex. She's pretty good at landing her first serves in. Normally well over 60% and often over 70 as it is today. 59% for Uchijima. Okay. Second serve points won. Slight differential between the two. Eala winning 40%, but as is so often the case for Alex, she's rarely above 50% on the second serve, unless her opponent is Greek minimum. Uchijima there winning 54% on her second serve. By the way, look at that. Is that right? Alex Eala won 88 points to 87. I mean, the WTA stats can be off, and that does seem off, bearing in mind, she lost the final set 6-2. But anyway, biggest difference, though, today was ruthlessness on the break points. As you can see, the break points won for Alex Eala, 3 from 10. Not great, but Uchijima was ruthless, winning 5 from 7. Okay, let's go to the Twitter sphere as well to have a quick look at some final stats out there, or final points in terms of how this match panned out. Heads Up says One Sports, that's a Philippine media outlet. Heads Up Alex, Filipino tennis ace Alex Eala exits the Wuhan qualifying round to Japanese Moyuka Uchijima. Eala will look to bounce back at the Japan Open set to take place on the 13th to the 19th of October. So the Japan Open, that is, I think, at 250, isn't it? She'll be playing that, but that is giving her a 9-day break until that event. She will need to rest up easy. Just a reminder, by the way, in terms of how this match panned out. The first set was nip and tuck, but ultimately Uchijima got a decisive break towards the end of that first set and ultimately got over the line by 6-4. The second set saw Uchijima, by the way, take an early break advantage. So she was up a set and a break. However, Eala broke back immediately and then broke again and ultimately took that second set by 6-3. Uchijima, by the way, at this stage, her forehand was misfiring big style, and Eala was there to pick up the pieces. Then in the third set, Uchijima gets an early break advantage, and at 4-1 in that third set, Eala had to have a medical timeout. She has played a lot of tennis recently across several continents, going from New York to Guadalajara to Sao Paulo, and then on to, of course, China. And she's been going deep and she's been pushed hard. None more so, for example, than in her 3 hours and 20 minutes win recently over Greek Minim, before then also being pushed 3 sets again in her previous tournament at WTA 125. She then had 24 hours to turn things around before playing today's match. And ultimately that seemed to catch up with her in the third set. She did return to the court at 4-1 down, but ultimately went down by 6-2. Thank you for tuning in. And for the rest of you, you know the drill. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.